Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in the words of the Mesillas Yesharim, and he's describing to us the three elements in this world that become barriers to our aliyah, to our elevation, and our ascension in the world of zehirus, of being careful of what we do. And number one he writes is called tipul v'tirda, is when a person gets overly involved in the nature and the matters of this world. We already spoke about these ideas of when a person is absorbed and ensconced in the world around us. Because at the time that a person is overwhelmed or involved in the inyanim, in the matters of this world, his thoughts then are bound up by the chains of the burden that is in his mind. And when a person becomes absorbed in his thoughts, in the worldly matters that are going on around him, he doesn't have the leiv, his heart is not opened and free to be able to think about his maisim, about his actions. He's distracted and preoccupied with everything else that is going on around him in his involvement in the worldly matters, and therefore it's difficult to gravitate towards the spiritual matters that are inside of his heart and his soul. And our sages of blessed memory teach us, when they saw the deficiency that exists in man in these things, they taught us the following in Pirkei Avos: a person should decrease his asik, his business, and his involvement in the physical world, and he should put more effort into asik b'Torah, into being involved in learning. It's true, says the Ramchal. I'm not telling you to go and become a pauper. I'm not telling you to go live in the tents underneath the freeways over here in Los Angeles. That's not what it means. You have to make a living. You need parnasa. You need money to be able to pay the bills, to keep a roof over your head, put food on the table, pay off tuition and your insurance and the like. However, to overdo it, to increase the amount of effort that you're putting into your business, it's not necessary that it should be such an involvement that you're so overwhelmed with business from morning till night, making deals on the phone, running here, running there, meetings, business, reviewing all the different things of your work to make sure that you make more money, trying to corner the market in different places. Says the Ramchal, you know what's going to happen if you do that? Then you'll have no room left to serve Hashem. Therefore, we are commanded to set aside fixed times for learning. As we mentioned in the beginning of this entire chapters over here about zehiros, about watchfulness, Torah itself is the most valuable commodity that a person has to help bring them into the world of zehiros, of being careful. Like Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair said, Torah mevia liyidei zehiros. Torah brings a person to watchfulness. The more Torah that you have, the sharper that your mind is, the more that your neshama is alive inside of you and probing and seeing and asking and desiring for emes, for truth, then you'll be more careful with your actions. Vizulasai. And if a person doesn't have learning, lo yagia elav klal, they simply will not reach a level of zehirus. Like it says in Pirkei Avos once again, V'loi ama'aretz chassid, an ignoramus, which means over here, the way the Ramchal is defining it, is someone who does not learn, someone who is not aware of the beauty and the splendor of Torah, and his mind is not probing those depths of godly wisdom, then he will not be a chassid, he will not be able to become a person of piety or righteousness, and even more so, the Ramchal is saying, he won't even be able to be watchful on himself, to guard himself from making mistakes, as we have seen before, and we're going to speak about even more. So the first step in guarding oneself from letting down the guard, I guess we will say, of zehiros, of watchfulness, is that a person must make sure that they don't overdo it in the physical world, they don't overdo it in the business world, they don't overdo it in the world of the pleasures and the taivas, as we're going to see, of this world. Rather, there has to be Torah, there has to be avodah, there has to be ruchnius in one's life, because only then will the heart and the mind and the soul probe deeper meanings of the purpose of why we are here, and we will become watchful and careful with our deeds and our actions. Have a wonderful day.